Hi, my name is Nancy. I'm HIV undetectable. I've been living with HIV going on 35 years, and it will be in October. My health wasn't always so great, but now with the new medications that they have, I'm doing much better. I feel like I've been given a second chance. Many times I wondered how old I would be, how long I would last living with this virus, and it was a lot scarier at the beginning, but now with the medication keeping my viral load undetectable, it means that the virus is so low in my blood that it can't be detected, and it keeps my T cells from dropping so that I don't get sick and I'm not open to infections. And it's been keeping me healthy for many years now, and I'm very grateful for that. The work that I do now in the HIV field is very important. About 20 years ago, I started doing peer education work and going out into my community and speaking about myself and talking about how I contracted HIV. And it felt good to know that I was maybe preventing other people who were listening to me speak not get HIV, because they can understand that maybe they thought that they weren't at risk, but after they heard what I spoke about, that they would think maybe, well, I need to get tested because I did have unprotected sex with people that I don't know if they were HIV positive. And that's pretty much what happened to me. I did have unprotected sex with somebody back in 1985, and I did not know that this person was HIV positive, and I don't think this person knew either because the test hadn't even come out yet. I didn't think HIV was something that could happen to me because at that time there was no really, it was still considered a gay man's disease. I didn't think I was putting myself at risk, and I didn't get tested right away because I didn't think I needed to. So I kind of waited, and then I got really sick, and I had to be put in the hospital because I had AIDS-related pneumonia. I didn't think I was going to make that. I almost died from it, and it was a hard time. My son was only 10 years old when I found out. I didn't tell him right away because I didn't want to traumatize him. He ended up finding out a couple of years later, and it was very hard. You know, when you have HIV, it doesn't just affect you, it affects people who love you. I feel like HIV was, my diagnosis was very hard on my mom, who was my greatest support. She was always there for me. Before she passed away 20 years ago, she was always there for me. She was very, she had a very positive outlook. She always made me feel better about things when I started to get scared, and I still, even though she's been gone so long, I still miss having her around and having that support because it really meant a lot to me. My son is 39 years old now, and he's pretty much doesn't really like to talk about the HIV too much, but he knows that I'm doing well, and I think that relieves a lot of the trauma that he experienced in the past. I continue my HIV work because it's needed. A lot of people think HIV is something that has gone away. I even had a woman ask me once, is that really still a thing? And then I told her, about myself, and that there are still many people who are living with HIV and aging with HIV who have had it a really long time and are experiencing new problems. And there are still many people that are out there that are still contracting HIV, even though we know now how people get it. And and I think to myself, well, why is this still happening? Why are people still getting, in 2020, people are still getting HIV, even though we know how it's transmitted. But I don't know if it's because they don't think it could happen to them, or they don't know how HIV is transmitted. I don't know, but I feel like there's still much work to be done in the HIV field as far as educating people, teaching them about PrEP, teaching them about safer sex methods, teaching them about how HIV is and is not transmitted. And there's a lot to know, and I believe doing all of that, even if I can get through to one person in all of the people that I talk to, it's a good thing.